What's going on, folks, and welcome into this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap here on Sports Tree. I'm Connor Roundtree. I'm excited to be here. We've got a massive show lined up for you today, so let's jump right into it with our weekend wrap-up, starting with the NFL Draft. Biggest news from the NFL Draft up here in Canada: 11 Canadians drafted, the most Canadians ever drafted in the NFL Draft. Absolutely awesome to see, and everyone should be excited, right? Every team got a little bit better, added some key pieces, and now we can really get into the off season and start to see how these rookie camps and all these teams are forming together. So stay tuned to your favorite teams. We have some great draft breakdowns only on sportstree.ca. Head over there, check them out now. On the PGA Tour, it was Tony Finau winning the Mexico Open, his 6th win on the PGA Tour, and his 4th in just over 9 months. So that's pretty awesome for Tony Finau. Also, with their 6th career victory, it was Sergio Perez. He won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix on the streets of Baku. The Mexican driver making it his 6th win, as we said, and the Formula One circuit is shifting. They're shifting stateside next week. They'll be in Miami next weekend. In the UFC, it was Song Yadong knocking out Ricky Simon in the main event of Saturday night's UFC action. The Octagon is heading back to New York, New Jersey for UFC 288. It's Henry Cejudo making his return, Triple C, and all that cringe that he brings versus Aljamain Sterling. We'll be breaking that down on Trees 3 this Friday. Now, folks, let's get into our wrap-up with the NHL. Oh my goodness, the Toronto Maple Leafs won their first series since 2004. We took them to win it in 6 games. They went out and beat the Bolts in 6 games. It was awesome. And yeah, bracket challenge. If you took the Leafs, you got a point. The Maple Leafs are taking on the Florida Panthers. Game 1 of that series gets going on Tuesday. We'll break that down later in the show. But the Panthers, they beat the Boston Bruins in 7 games. David versus Goliath. Boston had a historic season, the most points in the history of the NHL. Boom. 7-game series. Carter Verhaeghe, overtime winner. Let's go. That's why we love, that's why I just love hockey. You gotta love a Game 7. Carolina took care of New York in 6 games, as we predicted. And the Rangers and the Devils are going toe-to-toe tonight in Game 7. I took the Rangers to win that series in Game 7. And you can see a breakdown of that game on our play of the day. Out west, we took the Dallas Stars to win. They got the job done. The Oilers over the Kings, we took that. But it was the Kraken with the big upset out west. They have me eating humble pie. I took Colorado to win that series in 5 games. Nope, the Kraken come out and punch them in the mouth. They'll take on the Stars, and then the the Las Vegas Golden Knights versus the Jets. I took a shot on the Jets. Hey, it looked good after game 1, right? And then they got punched in the mouth, losing 4 consecutive games. We'll break down all the second round matchups that are set later in this show. Actually, we're going to get into that right now. We're going to serve up our round 2 predictions for you for the NHL playoffs. Obviously, Game 7 going tonight. The Rangers, the Devils. We broke that down on our play of the day. Go and check it out. But let's talk about the Leafs and the Panthers. I like the Maple Leafs to win this series in probably 6 games. The Leafs, they went 3-0-1 against the Panthers this year. Their power play was clicking at nearly 30%. Their core 4, combining of Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Willie Nylander, and Mitch Marner, those guys combined for 13 goals, 21 assists, a total of 34 points. Wow. That's a lot of points. I just don't see how Florida's going to be able to slow those guys down, especially when they're averaging over 3 goals against. We talked about the stellar Maple Leafs power play a minute ago. They were 2nd in the NHL in the regular season. In contrast, of all teams left standing, the Cats have the worst penalty kill percentage in the regular season. So we just have to favor the Maple Leafs in all phases of the game here, and I like them to get the job done and book their ticket to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 2002. Oilers versus Golden Knights. I'm going to have to take the Edmonton Oilers in this matchup. I have them going to the Stanley Cup Final, and I don't think Laurent Brossoit is going to hold up against Connor McDavid. It's that simple. Yes, he did great against the Winnipeg Jets. However, the Oilers are a different beast. Leon Draisaitl, he had 11 points in 7 games, 7 goals in 7 games. Connor McDavid was a point-per-game player. So the Oilers are coming in hot. One of the hottest teams in the NHL entering the postseason, and I like them to get the job done against the Vegas Golden Knights. The third and final matchup that is set in stone right now is the Kraken and the Stars, and I have to favor Jake Ottinger. I think he's just going to outduel Philip Grubauer, and then up front, I think the Stars are going to be able to lock it down in front of him. Look for a very low-scoring series in this one, but I like the Stars to get the job done. Switching up our skates for our sneakers now, heading over to the hardwood. It's the Denver Nuggets leading the Phoenix Suns in their second round series. Game 2 of that goes tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time. I like the Denver Nuggets in that one. One, they're up 1-0, and 2, I just think they're the more complete team, probably the most complete team in the West. They will take on the winner of the Warriors and Lakers, who play game 1 of their series on Tuesday. In the East, it's the 8th seeded Miami Heat, keeping things molten hot They've won 5 playoff games out of 6 so far this postseason. They took down the Bucks 4-1, and they're already up 1-0 on the Knicks. So yeah, look out for the Miami Heat as that kind of Cinderella story. The other Eastern Conference semifinal tips off tonight in a battle of titans. It's the Celtics taking on the 76ers. Wow, that one should be a ton of fun. Head over to sportstree.ca right now and check out our blog for some NBA predictions and breakdowns. Folks, we're going to wrap things up with a little MLB action for you and just run through the standings and what's going on in the MLB. And then we have Wing Wednesday this week, breaking down everything you need to know about the Blue Jays. But it's actually the Tampa Bay Rays that lead the AL East. It's the Twins that control the Central, and the Rangers have control of the AL West. On the NL side of things, it's the Braves that lead the East. They take on the Mets in a doubleheader today. Look out for those Braves to win that early matchup. Spencer Strider is taking the mound. He is awesome. In the NL Central, it's the Pirates that lead the way with an NL high 20 wins, and the Dodgers have won 7 out of their last 10 games to pull themselves in a tie with the Diamondbacks for the lead out west. The Blue Jays are back in action tonight at Fenway Park against the Red Sox, and look out for Matt Chapman in this one. He's hitting a career 5 for 5 against Corey Kluber with a pair of dingers, so look out for that man to get some wood on the ball tonight. Again, make sure you tune in to Wing Wednesday for all things you need to know about the Blue Jays coming this Wednesday. All right, folks, before we get out of here, we have to give you our trivia question for this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap. Head over to sportstree.ca, answer the question, and you're in to win a pair of NHL or NBA tickets to see any team that you would like to see. Folks, we're based here in Toronto, and the curse is broken. Before 2023, when was the last time the Maple Leafs won a first-round playoff series? Head over to sportstree.ca, answer that question right now, and you're in to win a pair of tickets to your favorite NBA or NHL team. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree, and that's a wrap. Order up!